sport fans watching around the world. This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Let's get straight into the episode.
Yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stun.
Bro, this magnesium's been making me sleep like an angel.
It makes you sleep.
Man.
Magnesium, fuck, bro. Sometimes I pop a magnesium before bed and I have a deep
sleep, bro. I've been sleeping at like 9 o'clock, bro. Waking up 6 o'clock body, 5 o'clock body.
You should run
Feel
it, bro. Run it.
Fresh, bro.
All right, we'll get into
content,
it.
bro.
Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for clicking YouTube. It's Monday. Mondays are for Docs. We have another group episode today. The awaited Delvin and Kelvin. Everyone already knows you, so I thought we'd get straight into it. What the fuck do you mean magnesium makes you sleep better?
I don't know, bro.
Magnesium makes you sleep
I just
better.
heard
I've been on
that
it for a minute. I got onto it for sports recovery.
I just heard it was good for sleep, so I tried it and for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Do you have trouble
real
sleeping
deal.
anyway?
Nah, not that deep. It depends on
Not
the
like that.
situation.
But you know, like a day off work and you're like, I just don't want to wake up too early.
Mm.
Yeah, and then you take a few of them.
Yeah.
Super necessary, bro.
I struggle sleeping if I've got stuff on my mind. But that doesn't happen too often. You know, I got ways like outlets to get stuff off. But
Yeah. I reckon I could count 3 times in my life where I've thought to myself, like, why am I not asleep yet?
Yeah.
I just go,
Yeah,
time to
facts.
sleep.
Hey, the body
blows
does
my
what the
eyes.
body needs to do.
Yeah. But I guess I'm always fucking exhausted. No, that probably helps.
Yeah, 100. If you're active during the day, man, like you
Yeah.
pass out. Well
Tired.
deserved.
Tired all day. Tell you what, Monday was fucking tiring. I got my belly button filled in with tattoo ink.
Yeah, let's
Fuck,
see.
that hurt.
That's
Off camera, but off camera.
That's a strange place to get touched just in general.
Bro, that's hectic.
let alone by a
Face
needle.
over like,
In progress.
Oh,
wow.
look they went
Wow.
in deep as well. Look how dark that is.
That's awesome. That's awesome,
That's
bro.
That's super
We
techy.
spent about 2 hours designing the head idea.
That's
It's
awesome.
gonna be mad. Next level.
I don't know. I feel so proud of you for that.
What? For getting the belly button filled in?
Nah, just for getting that tattoo. It's just, it suits, bro.
Super unorthodox.
necessary.
Super necessary, bro. That's like, it fits
Super.
you.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
fits you perfectly, you know?
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Another geezer got that. It wouldn't look the same. It wouldn't be like, it wouldn't hit.
I hear
It
what you're
wouldn't
saying.
hits because it's on you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck, thanks, bro. Fuck. Well, honestly, I thought it was mostly my artist's fucking magic, bro. I just have an idea and he just puts it to work. I just think to myself, like, fuck, if I didn't have my guy to draw my tattoos, I'd be lost. I'd be super lost. I never understood the concept of people always said, like, when you have a good relationship with a good tattoo artist, like, it's fucking mad. Oh, man. Once you find one, trust me, stick with that one artist. You have one that you know, eh? Do you always say that?
I met her, but she was an apprentice tattoo artist when I met her, and she fucking doing it for cheap. I was like, yeah, I'll keep going with her. But she
Yeah.
was quality.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
good. I let her get a practice in.
Would you go back to her now when you want to have one?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
man.
moved from Blacktown to Richmond. I think, I would go there.
Mm.
If I ever want to get tattoos again, anytime in the future.
I think I know the one as well. Yeah, opposite Audi. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Man.
spot.
It's that trust you got with the artist, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy because my artist, like, we're literally designing my whole body and it's mad. It's like, that won't work for later, you know.
You know
like,
when you get a haircut from a new barber?
Yeah.
That feeling, bro, when they fuck it up?
Yeah.
Bro, imagine
That's
that
the
with a
worst,
tattoo
bro.
artist, bro.
Yeah.
There's not much things that can reduce you to tears, like as a man.
Yeah.
I mean, as a boy, it used to happen to feel
Oh,
like,
dude, imagine
like,
getting
you'd be ready to swing.
I swear, I was working with someone not that long ago, and he's showing me his back tattoo that someone did for him. He's like, yeah, but they fucked it up. He's like, they were meant to make it perfectly symmetrical. One side had 13 and one side had 12. And then as soon as he said it, I'm like, oh my God, I'd kill myself.
Forever, you know.
Yeah, forever.
Nah, but you can fix it, surely, right? Was it?
Nah, it's
It was in
done.
the state where it's, the damage is already done.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it's
Yeah, you might
nuts.
swing for stuff like that. Like if someone cut my dreads, I'm swinging.
Yeah, dread's
swinging.
looking good, bro.
Thank you
Long.
very much, bro.
Very long.
6 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
been a mish.
You remember when he first came to Sydney and his hair was like short as mine?
Yeah, fuck
pretty
yeah,
much,
dude.
just like rocking the mini fro type style.
Bro,
And
it
had the
has
baby
been-
dreads for ages. Then I disappeared and I
Yeah.
came back and thought longer as fuck. I was like, what the fuck? Are they always like this?
Fuck, I can't believe it. You've been in the ends for 6 years, bro.
type shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was gone for like 2 or 3.
Just
Yeah,
in between, but never really felt like I disappeared that much, you know. Everyone was on a job. I felt like everyone was busy during that period, you know, the time. Everyone had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Plus COVID as well.
When you came back, did you feel like you never left?
Yeah, because of the people I connected with, like, you know, like Del used, like it's just like, you know, the sort of relationships that we had, it's like, yeah, I could disappear for another year and it's like nothing.
I remember when I left my old company for like a year and then I came back, I was like I was there the day before. It's like I never left. I thought it was super weird. Yeah, it's crazy how that happens.
Like, you got the muscle memory type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I texted everyone there's a podcast. People out there coughing.
People out
This
there
week,
coughing.
right?
Like, they're not allowed to cough because there's a
keep
potty
it
going
quiet.
on. Fuck off, Jake.
Bro, speaking on, what about yesterday? I was at the barbershop and like I had a tickle in my throat like on the way there and I was like, fuck, it's a bit annoying. I'm like, I should be right. Anyway, I sit in my seat. He cuts me about 60% through. And then all of a sudden this fucking tickle just, I'm like,
Bro, I've been there.
I'm like,
Well, like, but why are we restraining our coughs? Like, how silly is it?
yeah, but it was like, I could tell this was a deep cough. It needed lung capacity. I was like, sorry, bro, 1 second. Gave a cough. I was like, yeah, he's in need water. I was like, nah, that should have got it.
Yeah.
That didn't get it, bro.
Of course.
I'm telling you, I had the craziest cough fit of my life. 30 seconds later, I mean, it went for 10 minutes.
Exactly.
But I'm crying. I'm full crying. My nose is
bro.
running. Like, I'm full flustered. My veins are coming out. I cannot get this thing out. I'm in the barber seat dying. Some guy's smacking me on the back, bro. Full barbershop.
What? Smack you on the back like a baby cunt.
Yeah, bro.
Choking, bro.
It was a full barbershop too.
No, I know what you're saying, bro. Like, I've actually been there.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like for restricting it, it's like your body's like, all right.
Yeah, I know.
I'll show you what's up. You got to give the body what it needs.
Yeah. It's like when your nose itches and shit in the barber seat, you're like, nah, it doesn't even itch, you know what I mean? You're just fighting it.
Yeah.
I know, barber seat's
It was
crazy.
the worst during COVID.
Yeah.
You didn't want to cough like that.
Yeah, 100%. The worst was public transport, and you needed to get to the other end. So you knew 45 minutes you couldn't cough.
The shame you feel when you sneeze or cough. Fuck,
And then when someone else coughed as well, you're like,
fucking disgusting.
you're like, you should have shame on
Straight
yourself.
up, hey.
Stay inside, you
But-
disgust me.
I was on the bus here and someone sneezed and I felt on the back of my neck.
Oh, bro.
The fucking yuck. Got my hand sanitizer. Started rubbing it on my head, bro.
Oh, bro. Yeah,
Disgusting.
bro, I hate the word COVID, I hate it. It's popping up a lot lately.
Yeah, I had a couple cases, that. Try not to believe it, but it's genuine. I was like, wow.
I copped it like, it wasn't that long ago, probably like 2 months.
I mean, that goes
It was
to
2 days.
show you it's just a flu, isn't it? Like,
2 days ago. What's been the plan of attack for the rest of the year? Start you, Del. What are you trying to do? You trying to...
Shit.
rest of the year.
Yeah, I've only got...
This
what,
can't. Is,
fuck,
3 weeks. Or
I'm trying
something.
to
3
just
weeks.
max out as many statistics as I can. Upgrade the character as much as I can before the end of the year. Obviously, going to start fresh in the new year, but just end this year with a bang. Training harder than ever, you know, just feeling real good. Super necessary, bro, to just work as hard as you can and try as hard as you can with everything that you put your efforts into. You
That's
know?
bad. When you say start fresh next year, do you want to change anything up?
No,
or
not
just-
like that. Just it's like all gas till the end of the year,
Oh, yeah.
and then just ease back and start again.
Like full sprint
'Cause
until
like-
you like ease off, yeah.
Cause like you know, Christmas, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I fucking eat. I eat.
True.
Yeah.
So it's like
You wanna
couple
enjoy
days-
yourself,
Couple
eh?
days to eat, and then I'll probably put on 3-4 kilos from that, and then just start again.
You've been losing
True.
weight, bro.
It's realistic,
Yeah,
isn't it? What you're saying, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like to try, like start training hard now. It's almost like the same with we did preseason a little bit early. We've been doing it for the last 6 weeks, but they called it off after next week. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it, because you know I know you boys, bro. You're just gonna get fat, this that, sit back and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, just gotta start again next year.
From Luke's wedding, I was like 78.5. You remember? Because I was fat when we bought the suits, so I had to maintain that.
Yeah.
So
Facts. That's always a good factor.
since then, I've lost 8.5 kilos.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, next year, just I want to chill around 65.
Wow.
I'll be good.
Yeah, wow. So keep running then as soon as the year starts.
Run.
Yeah, like keep running, like running the ball. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Straight
run it
up.
up.
Super necessary, bro. Just-
yeah.
Nah, this
Just
boy
working hard.
and running don't combine. Not the slightest. Eh?
I can, but I really have to.
It's a mental
I
mish
want
for
to.
him,
I have to
bro.
want to. But a lot of the time, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a mental bitch for doesn't want to.
Yeah, I'm trying to push myself. I want to start because I'm about to have a month off work. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. For
Yeah,
a
you've done that
month.
before, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
And
Honestly,
you
I'd like
lost
to-
a lot of weight last time as well.
Yeah, I've still got it off too. I've still got it off.
That's the best thing. It's like healthy mains because you didn't like change your eating like a whole crazy amount. You just kind of like. You know.
I did a little bit. I
Well,
started
healthy.
having one meal a day for a while.
you did that too.
Yeah, super necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I
super.
was doing. That's why I
Likewise
lost
as
weight.
well.
Yeah, now I'm on two meals a day. Yeah.
You let your body regulate. You do it for like maybe 2-3 weeks and drop a lot of weight. And then I usually just for a week let my body regulate, eat when I need to eat, when my body's telling me to eat. It's good to be really intuitional with your body. I realized after the 1 meal a day, oh man, after maybe 2 weeks of doing it, I started to get real fatigue and weak. And yeah, that's when I was like, I got to get more food in me.
Okay. It probably
I
differs.
find
Yeah.
when you're eating 1 meal a day, you're real fatigued and you got shit to do. A few lollies, bro. That's it.
Yeah. I do that too. Sour Patch Kids. Every time. Sour
Yeah, a
Patch
little
Kid.
booster.
Lollies, sparkling
Yeah.
water, coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep
After,
it
after a
going.
10K, I always stop in at the Coles Express down there, Old Windsor, and I get a little pack of fucking Sour Patch Kids.
Straight up,
Little
yeah.
pack. Oh, fixes me up.
It's
Don't
a
get me
good
wrong, I'm gonna
route,
get
bro.
picked up. I'm not walking home like
For
getting
round
picked
2.
up from there.
Yeah. Job done.
Yeah. I want to be able to hit a 45K. That's my goal, honestly. It's a harsh part.
Doable though.
Yeah. I reckon I can do it.
100% doable.
Yeah. Do it, yeah. But,
Nah, I reckon I'd be very up for it. I'd be very up for it.
I'd have to do that on my own, bro. I can't see anyone see me in that state. It'll have to be midnight. I reckon I'll start at like 9 p.m. and then I'll just go until it's done. I can't have anyone seeing me in that state. I'll be
That's fair
full
enough,
zombified. Yeah.
Me and running, they don't mix well, but fuck, Kelvin knows, bro. Give me some mushrooms, bro. I'll run, bro. I'll run, bro. That's
You
it.
did 22Ks like that, bro.
Yeah, it's nuts. That's nuts.
Mad and lightning.
My longest is only 13. 22 is double that. That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy. I seen this guy this week. His name's Nath. I think it's Nathan something on Instagram. This kid just started running. He's Aussie lad at like 23 years old. He went through a heartbreak and he just started running. He set himself a challenge. He ran from like Perth to Sydney or something crazy.
What kind?
Yeah,
right.
over days and days and days. Like it was probably a weeks long journey. Someone only today told me about that distance, but I found him this week because on TikTok he posted up this thing. He's like, I'm going for 100Ks. Going for 100Ks.
Yeah.
He full fucking started.
Does he do it non-stop?
Non-stop. He did a full
Like,
100Ks, bro.
Non-stop.
With a 5:01 pace the entire
He's on
time.
some Goggins shit.
He's a
bro.
Goggins,
That's
bro.
like
Heartbreak
stop
will
the
do it,
pissing.
eh?
Yeah, he obviously has to take a
Water.
piss. He stops and he has an update on his phone. Most of the updates he's still like he's got a 5:01 pace the whole time. He doesn't slow down for nothing. And then he'll stop and he's like, yeah, I can tell I'm going to start getting a bit tired. I'm about 45, 50Ks
that's
now.
slow, eh?
5:01, nah.
5:01.
That's not slow. That's running an average of like, I can't do the maths that well, but 5:01 would be, is that a K every 2 minutes?
Because our 22, my app measured it was 7.
Nah, that's heaps fast. Mate, I'm not doubting you. Not doubting
Bro,
you.
this can't run fucking quicker than that. This can't was like, fuck.
That's quick, but 7's still quick.
Yeah, no,
I think it is.
We got good at it like in a very short period. I
Yeah.
feel like every fortnight we were just like
If
increasing
we're
the
going
numbers.
shorter distances, then I can pace it even more.
Yeah.
So I think when we were doing the 11, the pace was like fucking 10, 11.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought 5 was like like a normal fast sprint to be able to hit 10Ks
I
in
think
an
that's
hour.
like a real slow jog.
I think 6 must be 10Ks in an hour.
But I think a real slow jog is what's going to get you the 100 kilometers, bro. There's no way you can gas it like that.
He was gassing. Like he might have just been upgrading for the fucking TikTok when he was filming every now and then.
Yeah. When the camera's on, fucking just go hard.
Yeah.
Bro, what's the password, lad?
Running up.
Got to find out what the average time of 5 kilometers is, you know, for you know, average adult.
Yeah.
What'd you say? It was
5:01 is what this guy was doing. Oh, the password.
simple.
Yeah, but I seen this guy. He's only 25 now. He's just this Sydney boy, and he's basically like the Goggins of Australia. He's just constantly pull-ups all day, push-ups all day, and sprinting, doing crazy shit. I'd love to fucking sit down and have a chat with that lad. It'd be crazy. But he's too famous now, He's on the fucking news. He's on the fucking radios. He's fucking.
Bring him in, bro.
He's got I don't know if it's a best-selling book, but I reckon it will be one of Australia's best-selling books. Yeah, I hit him up, so it'd be cool to see that happen. Yeah, but 45 is what I'm going for. 45 is what I'm going for.
Do you have a release date?
For the day of the run? No, I don't want to put too much pressure on the release date because there's a lot of stuff I want to get done in this month. A lot of stuff. A month, it's a lot of time, but it's not like, I got to try not procrastinate for a month. It's going to be hard.
How long are you boys running a 5K?
I can do a 10K in 60 minutes.
10K,
Pretty
60
comfortably.
minutes?
We did 11K in 60 minutes.
Yeah, that's
I
a
reckon
decent time.
That
But
sounds all right.
average 5K for a man is 22:40. I reckon I'm hitting like 18, 19 on average.
5K.
Wow, I'm confused now.
I reckon I could do a 5K in probably 22, 25.
But it's good to have benchmarks like that, I feel like.
Yeah.
What's the one that they use? BMI index. Yeah. Body mass index.
Yeah. It's cool to have a standard because you can know your competitive level. It's almost like you compete against your natural self.
That's it, you know? A lot of people, like, throughout my whole, like, you knowing me, you never really have said, like, I'm fat, I would say, you know
Never.
what I mean? Like, I've always
Never.
fairly been, like, athletic and stuff.
Yeah.
But me personally, you know,
7.5.
I've looked at things like the BMI as, like, a decent standard as an athlete to decide, like, let me get to that because it's recommended for me to be there. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not just saying it for no reason. You know what I mean? As an average person just living your life, there's no reason to look at a BMI. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
I would disagree because Luke Sessions sent me this thing. I haven't looked properly into it.
Yeah.
But they're able to calculate based on your BMI and your height and your weight and your it must be to do with dietary intake as well. But they'll tell you how many weeks you have left based on your current statistics. They know until your body has run out. Obviously, it doesn't include for.
That's like estimate, but
it's almost 100% statistic, but almost 100%.
not including any outliers of things that may pop up, any issues
on average. Just talking averages.
Of course. It can't intake like family.
What's the website?
I'll send it to you. Do you want me to send it to you now or after? I'll send it to you after. And I'll put a link in the description for anyone that wants to check it out as well, eventually when I get to that. But yeah, it can't obviously, but you can put things in to do like with family medical history as well, like prone to heart attacks, diabetes, strokes, things like this. But then it obviously can't include any habits you pick up along the way, like vaping or if they come out with some new fucking pill that everyone starts taking.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could accelerate it, but there's a lot of things that could decelerate it as well,
Yeah. I'm with you.
Like, a lot of the time I've been obese until probably like the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Your bullshit comes.
No, mums.
You
On
got
BMI,
abs,
that's what I'm saying about BMI, boys. This is what I said.
Be obese with a 6-pack. Like,
Obese ain't the
Exactly, this
word.
is what I'm
Obese
saying,
ain't
boys.
the
No,
word.
but via the BMI, this is what I'm saying. Like, on 80-90% of people is wrong. You know what I mean? Unless you're like, like a soccer player, athlete type shit. That's maybe you want BMI, you should be looking at it. You know what I mean? It's recommended for you to be at your best mobility and performance. You need to get to that sort of like weight. But I was regarded obese even with the 6-pack and stuff like that. And to an extent, I got it. You know what I mean?
But when
Because
you
I
say
didn't feel like I was
obese, are you saying obese as in like a descriptive word to describe how you felt? Or obese as in like you genuinely mean overweight?
via the BMI.
statistically.
Okay.
Via the BMI, and its measures and what it accounts it to be,
Well, that
I
would
was
mean that
regarded-
99% of the people have to be
Yeah,
overweight.
100%.
Overweight.
Yeah, but then now I've got to
Obese, sorry.
a level where I'm acceptable to the BMI to be fit, and I can feel the differences.
Oh, okay.
Athletically, I can feel the differences.
But you were
I
fit
train
before,
with you
but
all
now
the
you're
time,
super fit.
and it's over the last few weeks that me and you train all the time. You can probably see it in my performances a little bit.
That's crazy. That's mad.
know?
I don't ever remember ever reaching a point where I'm like, I'm noticeably more athletic than I've ever been. I just remember I've gotten to points where I'm like, I'm putting in more effort than I've ever put in before. I've never felt I've been able to achieve things easier or better. Does that make
I hear
sense?
that a lot from when people do calisthenics with us. Never pushed myself this hard before. That's a very
They all
common
say
comment. And when you're consistent with it, that is probably a point in your life when you are pushing yourself the hardest, like genuinely. I reckon I went 3 months every day when I first landed back in Sydney, doing calisthenics,
we went
3
through
months
that training
non-stop.
camp, just running through some cali, bro. And within 3 months, The levels, cuz.
Yeah, foundations. But if it wasn't for that, doing it every day, I probably would have been like most people, like, oh yeah, this is a good workout, but I don't know if I'm ready to willingly make myself go through that every
The
day.
thing is, this
Yeah.
kind he just enjoyed suffering, bro.
That's why I'm a little bit different.
It was
yeah.
You know, like, you know, the hot runs when it's like 40 degrees.
Tracksuits,
and you
too.
do the
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
8, 9K, exactly, you know, just
Yeah.
suffer a little bit.
That was a torture day for me. By
the
way.
weighted Cali sessions.
Yeah.
Bro, all of that.
That's mad. I kind of relate it in a way where it's kind of like, not, I want to say sleep depriving yourself, but if you're used to sleeping for 8 hours a day, like most kids are,
Yeah.
kids are sleeping for 10 when you're a kid, 10 to
Yeah.
11.
They
As you
enjoy
start
it.
to get older,
Yeah.
you start to get used to having less and less sleep.
True.
And then as you start to become an adult, you can kind of learn how to deal with like 4.5 to 5 hours sleep.
How much sleep do you get?
I'd say I probably get an average of, on average, 5. At unbroken sleep, if we're going to take out any waking up, I'd say 5. On
Yeah.
average.
So without extremely super good habits. So when I have really good habits, I'm looking at like 8 to 9, to be honest. But yeah, on average, yeah, about 4 to 5, I could actually say sometimes.
Yeah. I reckon I reckon I probably, if I'm on night shift, I'll probably chuck in an 8 hour sleep once a week. I'll probably get at least 8, even 9 once a week.
I'm
Most
just
of the
always
time.
on missions.
Same.
Side
Those
quests.
18 hour sleep hit different bar.
But I wouldn't be able to sleep for 18 hours.
How many
Unless
hours?
I was off a
18?
bender, bro.
Bro, I've been having a lot of those, like
What?
magnesium, training, good bud. Like, it's like a combination of all that. Like, I'm just going into deep zones, bro. You know, just giving my body what it needs.
Yeah,
But it'll be
yeah.
like after we've been training like hard for 2 weeks, you know what I mean? There's like a week where we start eating a lot and we start sleeping a lot. It's like the body just, too much.
Do you reckon that's what your body needs, bro?
Yeah,
18
yeah.
hours, bro?
Oh, no, not that consistently.
Long. Yeah, but even like one 18
You've
hour
had a few of
sleep.
them, bro. No doubt.
Yeah.
Post bendy
100%.
sleeps, maybe.
that's
Type shit.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Maybe after a 3-day scatterfest, I'll chuck in an 18 just to catch up. But
Yeah, straight up.
yeah, 18's just... Honestly, if I
No,
got
but if
12
you've been
now-
working hard, bro, like day in, day out, you're doing the openings at the cafe, this, that, like, catches up with you because, like, we finish at the cafe at 3 o'clock, but you open up at 5, you know, then you live your day out and then you have evening and then you sleep and then you do it again. If you do that, like, consistent, I don't know, bro. There's a point where I get, like...
But what if you compare it to the whole training mentality, right? Where you stay
Yeah.
consistent for 3 months and then all of a sudden you notice your body feels completely different. It's like your body's gone to a next level. That's almost like how I see, like, if you chuck an 18 hour sleep in, then your body is just
Yeah.
going to try and catch and start from the beginning again, then to be able to work back up. Oh, fuck, I'm getting 5 again. But once you're used to that for an extended amount of time, you all of a
Yeah.
sudden you realize, oh, I've never been able to function with only 4.5 hours. And now look, I'm fucking completely normal.
well, yeah. You know, I'm used to functioning on a low amount of sleep, but I'm just saying, like, you know, when you are in that grind of constantly doing that low amount of sleep, that's why that weekend is so good for you to just sleep in, you know, and recover and give your body what it needs. So you can be harder, you know,
Yeah.
come back harder,
Yeah.
come back better.
True.
That's why, like, I just believe in recovery so much recently, and just like becoming intuitional with your body, listening to it, giving it what it needs. Not being so regimented, having like structure, but not being so regimented. Like, it says to do this today, but I can honestly tell that my body right now needs this instead, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you push yourself too hard, then you go on this massive dip where you're out of control with it. It's like you're not choosing to go down, your body's choosing to go down.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson has this rule. I think it's the first rule in 12 Rules for Life. I can't remember what the chapter's called and the rule is called, but it's chaos and order.
Yeah.
And it's that you have to have a little bit of chaos inside of all order and a little bit of order inside all chaos.
Yeah.
And it's exactly from a sense of like have a routine, strict routine every day that you follow, but switch it up every now and then.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing you're talking about with giving your body or listening to your body. Don't just do the same thing every single day.
Regimented, like, fuck, I hate shit like that. I hate being so put in a box. I hate this all has to go like this today. Like, you do want structure so you can have expectations and you can have control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's too many factors that are unpredictable, that's too chaotic. Obviously,
Yeah.
you want things that are expected, but to some extent, you want a lot of spontaneity, keeps shit interesting, keeps shit alive. You know what I mean?
We have this saying at work, and it's every day the same. Every day the same. It's all about routine. It means that like, where's this? You know, Every day the same. It should be right there. It's all about routine.
For sure.
So I now I've been repeating it outside of work a lot.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone today with Seth, and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Every day the same, bro.
Shout out
Every day.
Seth.
It's all about routine." Shout out to Seth.
Shout
Good
out
call.
Seth.
Shout out to Seth. And it's all about routine, bro. Sitting in traffic driving home, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's good to have routine." And I'm like, "Not if it's a shit routine, but
Yeah, facts.
it's fucking the
you
worst."
can be caught in a loop of bad habits, and like that's the hardest thing to get out of, you know, especially if you're not being self-aware of it. Yeah.
Not even habits, just bad situation. Not even situations, just situations you want to be better. If you get stuck in a routine of situations, like you're sick of your travel, you're sick of your work, you're sick of your fucking meals, you're sick of all these things, but it's all it's just the situation you're in. Fuck, routine is the worst. Like, I don't like routine.
It eats at your soul over like, you can fight it for as long as you want. I've been there. I'm like, I want to be in a season of, you know, just grinding right now. But it starts to eat at your soul at some point, and you know you got to let up and just
It's hard to get out of bed.
take foot out of
This something
gas.
you don't love as well.
Oh, straight
That's it,
up.
yeah.
The worst.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it's rough. It's hard for me to be honest, day shift's hard enough for me, bro. Ever since being on nights forever, day shift's a routine and I'm not willing to go back to. I'm over this. I can't wait for this month off so I can just sleep in the day.
You get a month off?
Yeah, a month. Full month.
Deserved, but deserved.
Straight up.
I think so. Like I haven't got the leave to take it, but I'm gonna take it because it's take like
Super necessary.
See, that's what I'm
Certain
saying. Like
days.
you're listening to your body. You know that I need this month, you know, to recharge, restore, and then come back. And
Yeah.
that's what it's all about,
It
bro.
needs time off work, bro. Super necessary.
Everyone needs it. As a young man, like it's good to work hard, but then you need some time to reflect and rebuild and
Reflect.
come back stronger. Do you know what
reflect
I
is the
mean?
main portion of it that I'm not really listening to my body, or I'm not taking the time off to be able to exercise more, which I'm going to take advantage of in this time off. But I just want to be able to get a head start on everything that is one lacking, but everything not progressing. You know what I mean? Work takes up a massive portion, especially my day. At the moment, it's fucking like 3 hours of travel. And then once you're already working 10.5 hours a day, that's you're done. You're done. You know what I mean?
You got other fucking side quests, bro.
Yeah, I got too many. I got too many.
Yeah.
You got a lot of side quests
Yeah.
and maintaining that, which is impressive.
Trying to.
This is why routine for a man like you is super, super necessary. You know what I mean?
But it's super. It will take a high level of energy.
Routine for
me to-
any man, by the way, is super necessary.
But I feel like it's for me in particular. I don't know how it's like with you lads. Just let me know. But for me, it's hard for me to create a routine because there's so much things I want to do, and it would mean that I would have to routinely give everything a limitation on time. You know, and I suffer with limiting things on time.
Yeah.
I don't want to devote only X amount of time to the gym, or X amount of time to kicking back with you boys, or X amount of time to a podcast, X amount of time at dinner on a Thursday night at the pub.
Yeah.
But you kind of need it in order
you
to
do
create a
need to,
routine.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
really feel like I think too much about routine. I have habits, and the habits that I have build the routine without even thinking about it. So I don't plan ahead. I don't think about nothing. Our training sessions, I don't fucking plan none of that.
Yeah,
We
no, and
just show up.
that's definitely good. But I feel like you get to a point where it's like when you're starting to want to attain stuff, and you're having to maybe entertain clientele and stuff like that. You need the organization. You need to know what you're doing every hour of the day. It needs to be accountable.
Yeah.
Where are you going to fit that person in and be able to, you know, make that money in that moment type situation? I'm
Not-
realizing that myself. Just self-organization is super necessary, man.
Yeah.
And I suck at it. So
This
I'm just
guy.
starting
Me
with a
too.
calendar, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just starting with a calendar.
This guy, you're
Bro,
right.
so I'm so free flow. Like everything Del was saying, like 100%. My soul is speaking to that, and it's like, yeah, fuck
Yeah, but
it.
he's the worst. Like, I remember back in the day at the gym, lad.
Fuck.
We're on the way home, almost home. Bruh, where's my phone?
But like, but sometimes that's a different
different.
conversation.
where's my
This
shoes?
cunt's
I thought you
harboring
were
some
I
emotions,
thought
mate.
you were
Like,
talking-
that's a whole different
Yeah,
situation.
let it out, Del.
I was like, yeah, we're on the couches, we're comfortable. I was like talking about,
I thought you were talking about like, say like, got to be here at this time.
yeah,
no,
I'm super, but
Yeah.
I'm free flow as, you know,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, like, why the fuck rush? But lately I'm learning, like, all right, fuck. Because for myself more, it's like, if I want to fit all these things in, I got to be more accountable and know every hour so I can fit people in, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I have to be a little bit more strict to be like, all right, now it's this time. I got to cut this off so I can make the next one, you know what I mean? It's more positive like that. You can put yourself in an opportunity to receive more doing that, you know what I mean?
I'm the same. I got to be honest. I'm actually late everywhere. I'm late everywhere. It might only be fucking 5 minutes, but I'm never, ever on time when I should be there. Could be 15, could be half an hour, but I'm never on time.
Yeah.
And even to the extent where it's like, when we had the podcast for us to do today, I had to get home and rush because I lagged. I lagged, bro. I lagged at work. I could have left a bit quicker, but I lagged. Like, I just can't help myself.
I know what you're saying, cuz, bro.
Sometimes it's good. You just chill, take a step back, enjoy the life. You know, sometimes you're pressed on time, but...
Yeah, but no, it's not even that. It's like sometimes maybe like, yeah, I got to get somewhere. But I've just been going at it like one thing after another for like the last 6-7 hours. And it's like, all right, I'm going to get to chill with you. But now for me to be able to be present with you, I do need to slow it down firstly before I get there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's another like big portion of I'm late a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to unwind because if I go there frantic in the state of mind that I'm in currently, it's like I'm not going to be there and, you know, won't be able to get the best out of the situation. And mum, like straight up, I reckon that's 75% of the reason I'm late is because of that.
But you said a point before about devoting some time to a business opportunity to make money, and it's like you don't want to limit time.
Yeah.
You don't want to limit the amount of time you're spending there.
Yeah.
I find the same thing with gals as well. With gals, even with the men, damn, you can't. I can't allow myself to routine enjoyment. You know what I mean? Work. But I'm starting to think, in order to progress as a human,
do you mean you can't routine enjoyment?
you can't routine your enjoyment.
Yeah, you're
You know
right.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But I just can't believe that in order to keep evolving and succeeding, you can't just devote all your time and energy into the things while you're doing them. You have to create a schedule. This is the time I can spend with the missus.
Yeah.
This is the time I can spend with the boys. This is the time I can spend with the family. You know? And that, for me personally, is the hardest fucking thing to do.
100% is difficult, and you're right. Like the more you can achieve that as a person, then I guess you're kind of winning. And like you're right, it's one of the hardest things to actually achieve. To be able to, you know, I'm here now, and then I'm here there, and I'm here there. Fuck, and not think about the gaps in between. Like, when's your time to reflect after that situation? Like you're just going into. It's unrealistic when we make our calendars sometimes.
Yeah.
It's super
Mine is
unrealistic.
You got a lot.
I gotta be honest, bro. I don't.
I feel like
I
you
don't.
do.
I promise you, I don't. I want to have a lot.
But you want to be friends with everyone, bro.
Yeah, but
wild.
it doesn't take much effort in order to be friends with everyone. It really doesn't. It
Yeah.
takes a phone call a month. You know what I mean? To maintain a friendship from someone that I knew 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I only
you're
have to
right.
check. Sometimes I only check in every 6. Doesn't mean I don't consider that person to be a friend anymore. Podcast is an easy example because I can have a long conversation with people. And it's kind of like everyone is kind of getting to know me a bit more, even if I haven't spoken to them as much. So when I do speak to them, it's an easier conversation. Doesn't have to be for as long because it's already as deep. So being friends with people doesn't take up too much time. I don't honestly do that much. You'd be surprised. My schedule's pretty same every day the same.
That's good. You
Yeah.
know? But like, yeah, you can't schedule enjoyment. Like that's 100% something that I've realized. And like a lot of the people we've been talking to as our network has been growing, like the real, like, you know, big bosses and shit, work hard, play hard. That's one thing I'm realizing. They all work seriously hard, but they all play like super hard as well. Like when it's like time to go for beers, they're going in. You know what I mean? Like when it's time to go have a party, like they're going in. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a balance. Don't limit your enjoyment.
Yeah. I've learned that now, like meeting more people and hearing more stories of more people's Christmas parties from the big companies, off camera. Right? But big companies that I'm familiar with, their bosses, they'll go out on the Christmas party and they'll get the most written off out of everyone at that Christmas party. But they're running tens of $1 million enterprises. You
It's
know?
built up in it, you know, like when you're having to be so serious, like 24/7, like 95% of the situations, even the times where it's like, yeah, you can kick back a little bit, you still have to maintain some sort of control. You want to have your outlets. You want to have your nights where you can just say, fuck it, bro. This is who I am, you know what I mean?
Necessary.
And it helps a little bit going into the next year because everyone knows you're a sick cat.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows, like, yeah, he gets down.
Speaking of control and like outlets and stuff, do you take a mental challenge? I'll ask you first, Del, but do you take a mental challenge to pause from indulging in, like, could be drinking, smoking, it could be all these things, or it could be a big night out. Do you mentally make the idea to be like, I'm not going to do that for this amount of time? Or do you just naturally have a lifestyle that doesn't allow it until it is the time to do it?
Sometimes I go through phases where I minimize. So I minimize vices. I minimize things that I use to, pour my emotions into. For example, eating, bro. Eating's a big one for me. If I'm happy, I eat. I'm sad, I eat. I'm thinking too much, I eat. One meal a day, for me, that's a big thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
likewise.
for like you guys, I don't know. But for me,
Nah, don't put me in that.
it's an emotional thing too because of my attachment to food. That's how I express myself by
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
But
Good example, bro.
sometimes
Eating.
you need to minimize, even going back to routine, like minimize these things, prioritize where you need to be, and then you just be optimized.
Likewise, bro. Eating was the biggest one for me as well. Eating was holding me back, bro, like athletically.
Yeah.
I used to train the hardest, bro, and I have been training the hardest for like 3-4 years, but I'm only seeing results now because I've just started to control my eating.
Yeah.
Like I've always got better, but not at the pace that I could have, because it's like I trained hard, but I'd almost balance it out with the amount of eating that I did. We didn't care about what we ate.
I didn't care about what
Yeah.
I ate because I was bulking, bro.
Oh, well, like I didn't even think about that. Like I was just eating to eat. I was like, fuck, I justified to the fact that I was training so hard I could eat.
Yeah.
And like I said, like you could never say that I was fat. I still had the 6-pack, whatever.
Yeah.
But athletically, like, real finite data, I was like fast twitch fibers, how sharp I could be in like certain moments. Deep down, I knew that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you say out of shape, you still look on point and you still perform on point.
That's the thing. Like even yesterday, like
Yeah.
it wasn't only today. Today I trained a lot, and like I've been on my 1 meal a day, fasting on the low carb beers. Like I feel good, and
Yeah.
But yeah, what I would regard as bad isn't what other people would. But like inside, I feel it.
It's
I'm
just
just
to
like,
his own standard.
to my own
Yeah.
standards type shit.
That's good to hire a high standard against yourself. I don't
guess
do
so.
that. I compare myself to others when it comes to my feeling of fitness. I compare it to the average person's level of
You
fitness.
can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good thing to do it. I just naturally do.
I don't think it's the worst thing to do sometimes. Like, I don't do it, like 85% of my training isn't that, but there's a 15 where like I understand like I have to as benchmarks. Sometimes you do have to, you can do you versus you a lot of the time.
It's better to
But-
look at who you were last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Look at the shape you
But
were
you got to
in
have
last week.
benchmarks once in a while when you want to start like, really being serious about being an athlete.
Yeah.
This is where I was then. Yeah, this is where I'm at now.
But if you're thinking, I want to look like Sam Sulek, bro, you're fucking gonna be depressed.
Yeah,
cunt.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, I find it hard, but like to.
Trust.
I find it hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle personally, because when I decide to do something like fitness related, it could be a dietary necessity that I have to have this type of food every day. I can't have this type of food every day. It could be like I want to achieve this much growth in the gym, time in the gym, distance running, anything like that. I set the bar so fucking high for myself every single time.
Super necessary, bro.
Every single time. That's why when I compare myself to who I was last week, in order for me to maintain that, it takes up so much of my time and energy and effort, where it's never this nice, clean, easy persistency of a slow incline growth over. I'm too fixated on the week-to-week basis than the 10-year process,
Yeah.
So that's why it's easy. I probably compare myself to others in a way because I just think to myself, as if I'm going to be able to fucking catch up to what I was up to last week. Look at how much extra time I had. Look at how much more sleep I was getting. Like, well, when I set myself a fucking challenge, I go fucking too hard.
Yeah. You know what? Cali changed for me though when I started to look at it like lifestyle. Like when the benefits were like starting to just change my day to day, and I realized like this, I want this for life.
Is that when I started just repeating lifestyle?
Nah,
You're
it's got nothing to do with
That
that.
was super hard session. I was just say lifestyle.
Nah, to be honest, I don't remember you say that. But it was just always it was based on just like how I felt, and I was like, nah, I never not want to feel this good. I never don't want to not have this mobility. Like and I can maintain that. There was that, from the training, and then also seeing like, 70-year-old guys that are walking around just looking maybe 50, 40, 30, just shining, glowing. And they're just like taking care of themselves. I'm like, that right there is super necessary.
That's my
You know what
future.
I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that can only come through lifestyle, because if you're fighting every day to eat the right thing, and you're fighting every day to train, and you're not enjoying it, and you're forcing yourself to be there, you won't get there. You know what I mean? But when you're happy doing those things, I'm happy doing Cali. I'm happy eating, because I know that what I'm eating is gonna fuel my body in the right way, it changes everything, you know.
It's cool that you compare how you feel when you're feeling your best to when you're not feeling your best, and you're able to use that as motivation. Because I think about that when it comes to being sick. When I'm sick, it's like the worst possible fucking feeling in the world. But as soon as I'm not sick, I'm not really that appreciative of the feeling of not being sick. You know what I mean?
Really?
I don't compare the feeling of being healthy to being sick when I am healthy.
Yeah,
it's
true.
only when
No,
I'm
a lot of
sick that I
people are
compare
like
the two
that. You know,
differences.
I think everyone's like that, to be honest. When you're healthy, you're not thinking about being sick, you know.
Yeah.
But when you're sick, you're like, wow, that time when my nose could just get full amount of oxygen, like.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You're thinking about that blocked nose hard.
But when you're fit, you're saying you can easily compare it to when you're not as fit, as opposed to when you're not as fit, comparing it to when you're fit. It's like vice versa. It's interesting to know how that works, because I've never personally felt the feeling of being like, fuck yeah, this is how I want to feel compared to how I used to feel.
Bro,
It goes up and down, bro. It fluctuates. You know, when I'm fit in shape, I'd say I'm in the best shape of my life. I don't look it, but I feel it and I perform like it.
Yeah.
But I feel best during the day if I haven't eaten and I haven't busted.
Haven't busted?
That's facts.
I don't know.
I feel pretty
But
good after
if you're
I bust.
fasted, you haven't eaten all day for me, and you haven't.
I understand the power of those two things, but I can't say like, yeah, that's no. You're definitely at an optimum when you like, if over a conceivable amount of time I have not busted, and
The
I'm
mental
on the
game
when
you bring
freaking
yourself-
fast.
What's a
holy
considerable
shit.
amount of time? What's a
Bro,
considerable?
a week. If I'm on a week or 2,
That's a long. That's a
you're
long.
on my peak. All right, the actual epitome peak when your energy is so strong that like the outside world is showing you is a month. Like a
Wait,
month.
did you make that 30 days, by the way?
Yeah, I did 34.
What was
This
that like?
guy,
for you,
34
bro?
days.
I did 34 days. The biggest difference I noticed is that it stopped becoming a habit and a routine to bust. Like every guy knows that
sure.
it's all about routine. Every day the same. Everyone understands.
Yeah. That's a good part of the journey as well, like
Same
that
shit.
introspection
Yeah.
towards your relationship towards like sexual pleasure.
Yeah, 100%. And to be honest, it might sound weird, but it actually taught me a lesson in which it's something that is taken for granted if it's used as a daily release.
Absolutely,
100% taken for granted. You stop realizing the power in which you have, not just how you feel mentally, but how you feel physically. And
So you felt those things after 34 days?
I felt it after about 2 weeks, I think.
Bro, just tell us everything you felt.
Like, all right, so for the first week, first few days, it's like normal because it's like, I can go a few days without busting a nut. After a week, it started to become a little bit more challenging, especially after like 10 days when you start to be more on TikTok, Instagram, you start seeing all you're like, oh shit, you know what I
get
mean?
that
It's like you're already at your peak. You should have busted days ago. You're already ready to go. So then you have to fight. I feel like I had to fight the urge pretty hard for about 2 weeks to 15 days. And then it just became smooth sailing. I kind of forgot about it. But most important thing I realized, and it was noticeable, was that I believe that we have to have some kind of pheromone that isn't noticeable through smell. It's some other kind of sense that females can pick up on.
Yeah.
Because the attention you start getting after like 15, 20 days was
100%.
unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life.
100%. Del,
You know?
you were there, mate. You were there. I popped out after hibernating for 25 days.
Yeah, but it happens all the time, bro.
Yeah, no,
that
but
one
this day
a
was
special occasion.
those ones were like, nah, that day was crazy. Like I could feel it within myself. Like give context, like break up a few months before that, and then got very introspective. I dealt with it in a healthy way rather than my previous, very unhealthy ways where it's kind of fuck it out your system.
Yeah.
I decided to go on to semen retention. So I was loaded up, bro, like energy wise and soul wise. And like I felt like I said, it gets to a point where not only are you internally feeling these benefits, like it's manifesting into your existence. Women coming up to you out of their own like courage to just let you know how good looking you are or whatever, or to pay you a compliment.
Bro, it could just be, you could just start noticing eyes looking at you. It could be all subconscious, to be honest with you, know what I mean? But it's like, I started to physically notice things, and I started to be like, yeah, she's obviously making more effort to talk to me than I feel like she would have 2 months ago.
What if you're just such a fucking horn dog? You're imagining these things.
Could be.
That's it. That's what I
I'm
said.
not
It's
denying
actually
that to
good
be true.
perspective. Like that could be something. But like I said, you were there when these things happened. So
Yeah. I'm not saying that isn't true, but the experience in itself would still make it real. You know? And there's physical evidence of so. You know what I mean? When you're getting numbers and you're
But
chatting
I
and
think
making
it's because
plans.
it makes your behavior different.
Well, that's the thing. Even if you are seeing these things, it's that concept of fake it till you make it. You're seeing chicks looking, you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm a sick cunt. The more, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's just more internal, like, you know.
Yeah, it's like look good, feel good, look better.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not, you know, I'm just going to play cool, whatever. Ain't nothing.
Yeah.
It keeps happening all day. So, you know.
Because you're also making the conscious effort to be like, there's no need to pursue this girl because I can't bust tonight. You know what I mean?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. So it's all building up. So you're playing this hard to get character.
Yeah.
And it's all just building up. So it could be placebo, but your actions subconsciously are now just like getting you to a place where you are that guy that you want to be. Always say.
But placebo or not, placebo is a real thing they can record through scientific evidence, whatever you want to call it. But if they give someone a pill and they say this will cure your headache, whether it's a fucking vitamin or not, it will cure that person's headache. That doesn't mean it's not real. There's something to do with
Power
a
of the
level
mind.
there's a level of energy that
Power
we
of the mind, bro.
Power
That's
of the
how
mind.
simple it is.
It's
bro.
a level
The
of
power
energy
of
that
the
we're not
mind.
able to measure through our basic measurement instruments.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
true,
There's
true.
senses that we can all know that we have: eyes, ears, nose, touch, smell.
You're right.
I mean,
correct
taste.
my statement. Beyond the power of the mind, the power of like the soul and the energy that we have, you know, these multidimensional beings, like it goes beyond just the physical material brain. Like, you know, there's so many factors at play.
I reckon it's beyond that. I reckon it's beyond the soul. I reckon it's everything but the soul.
Goddamn.
I reckon it's the universe itself just being the way it is, and we haven't yet found a way to measure these things. You know?
Yeah, of course, because yeah, for sure. Like maybe they're not things to be measured. Like they're just so finitely connected. It just is to be. Some things are forbidden knowledge. We don't need to know every fucking thing. Sometimes we could just be and enjoy being. You know what I mean? Like people drag.
Stop deeping it, bro.
I don't know. But I love deep in it.
No, it's good. No, it's good
I love
to.
it
It's
deep
good
everything.
to. Yeah, I love reflecting. Like you know me and the journaling and stuff. You know what I mean? I love thinking about what's happened, but I feel like I can find a lot of answers in myself rather than looking too much out there about stuff I don't need to know.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can
that's
find
cool.
a lot within yourself, bro. On an emotional spectrum, maybe. Like maybe if you're trying to build knowledge that's practical in other aspects, then yeah, you need to do research. But
That's interesting. I genuinely don't really look inside to find answers. I actually look at the world, and based on the things that I'm seeing, I use that to determine how I'm feeling. Like it's almost like everything I see is a reflection. It's like a projector. You know what I mean? I believe that deep within us, we are all projectors projecting the universe that comes towards us.
yeah, folks.
Whether it's a metaphor for an actual projector screen being shined, or whether it's
We're constantly projecting ourselves on people, aren't we, bro?
Yeah, we
It's
are
the craziest thing.
projectors.
And the more you build your like self-awareness and like you get to a point where you understand this for yourself and stuff, and like that means you're as a human, you're like fairly mature emotionally, you know what I mean? A lot of people aren't there. So when you get in those circumstances where you're seeing like the immaturity and emotion and you can just watch it all happen, like people projecting amongst themselves, it makes you react a lot differently. You know, you can do what's necessary for peace, and that's what I think is super necessary as a man. Doing shit that's necessary for peace, something like the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know?
You can see it in if you genuinely just open your eyes, you can see it in a sense where it's like, think about who you're surrounding yourself with. If the people that you're surrounding yourself with are all acting up, getting into trouble, doing things they shouldn't be doing, it's a way of looking at what you're doing, you know what I mean? Without even having to look into yourself. Or if you're having a conversation with someone and you notice that they're very involved in this conversation, but you're thinking about this person in a way where this is a mature, grown up, like well put together person, then you know that that's a way that you're being perceived as. I don't even really look inside that often. I'm more just. It could be even in a way where it's like the type of movies that are being played that I've been watching lately,
You
or
just
the
have
YouTube
moments
videos.
your perspective changes, and like my mate Evan, he gave a perfect example this other day. I was listening to him explain himself, and I was like, "Holy shit, yeah, true." You know, when he was talking about like when he was younger, you know, all of us were up to a little bit of badness and this, that, you know what I mean, get into mischief as a kid. But like what he realized was like, you know, you shouldn't feel too bad about the thing, you know, even if that stuff, you know, cherry door knocking, or you're throwing eggs at people's cars, or it was like real badness on the kids, you know, on the streets as kids. Like that was just what we thought was fun.
Yeah, of course.
That's just what we thought was fun at the time. Do you know what I mean? In our circle, our environment, that's what we thought was fun. Obviously, we grew out of it and realized it wasn't. But you can't like be like too hard on yourself for those actions at the time because you know your elders were telling you, yeah, go throw that egg, you know.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for I don't want to say I don't feel bad for nothing I've done, but I understand why I've done everything I've done through my life. I understand. I can relate. And to be able to do that, you're more an empathetic person towards others too. When they make similar decisions, you're able to understand better. It's like being there. Hopefully, you go down a similar route than I have. That I have, or do it earlier, and you learn that this isn't the right.
With
thing
that
to do.
wisdom, you break cycles.
Yeah.
You don't regret anything?
I don't think I regret anything. Nah, I don't regret anything.
Do you regret more things that you didn't do?
100%.
Yeah, I feel like it gets like that.
Yeah. I have fear of regret. I have fear of regretting. I have fear of missing out. I have FOMO. Oh my gosh. The amount of comedians that I wanted to go watch in 2023 was a sacrifice I had to make in order to make my financial goals. But it's like, fuck, man, if they don't come back, I will never live. I will never, you know what I mean? I missed out. And now I think of the financial, I'll have to make a financial bigger step to go see them in their countries. You know what I mean?
It's super necessary as a young man to just invest in experiences. You got to invest in experiences, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can just become more cultured and seasoned.
Yeah, and also something to look back on, bro. Enjoy the life.
I agree too. That's a hard balance too, eh? I remember we were talking about that on our Swapcast episode, where it's hard to find that balance of how much time and energy do you put into suffer now to enjoy later or enjoy now to suffer later. It's a hard balance to try and manipulate for this
Find
world.
what matters most right now.
And
That's it, I think.
I think there's a balance to it. I was always like, I thought it had to be one thing now and then the other. Like, let me work hard for the next 4 years before I go on a holiday. Fuck. Fuck. Nah, bro, because you need those little holidays in between so you can be like, this is what I'm doing for. So you come back fresh and like reminded like why you're here, why you're doing these early mornings, why you're working these fucking long hours.
Yeah.
It's because I want to, enjoy the life, bruh. Enjoy the life. Be able to fund that shit.
Super necessary.
Go for 6-week fucking holidays when my phone's off and who knows, mate? Who knows?
It's also like, it's proof that information is everything, Knowledge is the ultimate currency because my biggest dilemma now is I'm about to make these big decisions to go. I'm moving to Canberra in January for a 7 to 8 month project. It could be 6, but let's just call it a 7-month project. Mish. Full 7 nights.
Still going to run up the potties.
Run up the potty. Will not miss a week.
You'll come
the
down
entire
here
time
still.
I'm there. I'll come back.
New characters, lad.
New characters. I'll be reaching out.
Facts. Maybe
everything.
another studio, like.
Yeah. Nah, this studio. I'll keep this.
You
this
fucking
will be the
bring
home.
the cunts down with you.
This will be the home. Yeah. If I have to do some, I'll think about travel ones and all those kind of things.
You have
if
done
those
that
moments
before,
come.
right?
I've done travel ones. I've done
You
about
could pack
5.
all this up into...
Don't even need it. Just a small, simple outdoor scenario. It doesn't have to be as good sounding quality. It could just be like based on. It was either I was going to get this opportunity, or I was not going to get this opportunity. So I'll just choose that. But what I'm getting at is like, this is a sacrifice I have to make that will be one detrimental to the friendships that I'll continue growing, relationships, family time. It could a lot of things that I'm drawn to here in Sydney, but it will help me reach my next financial goal quicker.
Super necessary, bro.
And the quicker I can retire, the more longevity I can have after that. But I know that statistically and probably, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but whatever the word is, that people don't change as they get older. From like the age of maturity, let's just call it based on who you are, 22 to 28, you're going to keep that same routine all the way until the end, financially mostly, in the sense that you're either going to work hard and never stop, or you're never going to work hard and that you're not going to work hard and you never will, or you'll find a comfortable way of living and you'll continue that comfortable way of living all the way until the end. So if I choose to just dive deep into these things, does that mean that I'm going to do it for the rest of my life based on what I know about what happens to everyone who's done it before me?
Keyword what you said with everything there statistically. And the next thing I'm going to say, you're not an average cunt. You know what I mean? You're an outlier. You know that, right? So you're investing in your future self. You're investing for future plans, you know what I mean? Sometimes in life when you make sacrifices for a period of time, planned out and thought out sacrifices. Like, yeah, I can neglect this for a little bit and come back to it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're developing good habits for the future. Do you know what I mean? But you as a person have other desires that are bigger than this, whatever it is, that you know you can come out of that and get back to balance afterwards, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Bro, you're stepping out for a minute, gathering some more XP points, maxing out your statistics, and you're coming back.
How can that ever be a bad thing? I did that.
It's
I
not
do
a
it all the
bad
time, bro. I literally do it all the
Not a bad
time, bro.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do know what he's just saying, and it's why I led the point of the topic of like information is everything, and it's and knowledge is the ultimate currency. Because if I didn't know that it was a statistic that that's what people did, maybe I never would have stopped. Maybe I would have continued to chase and chase and chase and chase and chase. But because I know that
Chase what exactly?
chase the bag, really
Chase the bag. Okay. Yeah, 100%.
But because I know that people are usually put into a category and they stay in that category, I'm probably going to be more able to break the cycle as opposed to continue it on, which is why it's.
Dude, do you remember? I just had a flashback. We actually talked about this slightly in our last podcast. I mentioned like I was in a season where I had to sacrifice money. But since 17, I've been working like, you know, office jobs, etc., making a decent amount off the bat. Got to a point where I was like, all right, yeah, I need to invest in knowledge and time for myself rather than just like, yeah, chasing the bag. And that was the period of time that I was in. And coming out of it, bro, didn't go exactly how I thought it was going to be, but on mums, because I was investing in myself, there's been so many more opportunities out of life. My perspective has grown. My XP as an individual has grown because I wasn't living a mundane and, you know, too routine life.
Yeah.
I've been in control and like I've learned a lot, bro, in between that period. So I feel like you've only got a lot to gain from it as long as you're very clear of what you want to get out of that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I think that what we were talking about before, especially when it comes to like experience and wanting to experience as much as you can, but find that balance of devotion and experience. But sacrifice is the one thing that I cannot commit to, and I think that's what's going to help me if I continue that mindset forever. Do I really need to miss out if I can just go do something additionally, you know, which is why it's hard for me to create a routine, create a schedule. It might sound sometimes like I'm trying to fit too much in on my plate, but why do I have to chase the bag in Canberra and miss out on seeing my friends? Why can't I just like, A, have longer phone calls, B, make sure I'm here for at least this amount of time, schedule everything in, create a perfect routine.
This is what I'm saying. You're not average cunt. The average cunt is not thinking about doing these extra things. You're an average cunt you're not an average cunt that is thinking about other people in that aspect and saying that I want to maintain these things. So what do I need to do in my schedule to make these things happen? Do you know what I mean? So you might be that outlier that does get the XP points and still maintains the relationships. Top fucking G. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? So the fact that you have that in mind, as long as you go into that season with that, you're all right. You're all right. Because a lot of people just don't. They're like, I'm just going into the season and it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then everything else gets neglected. They don't put in a couple checkups here and there on it, you know?
Yeah.
It's alright, bro. You go away, no bridges were burned, lad.
I'm not worried about burning bridges, but it's the FOMO thing that we were talking about before, where
shit going
it's
on.
the fear of missing out. It's the fear of, it's regretting the things I didn't do.
Yeah, fuck.
As opposed, but say for example, this chapter of Canberra being one of those things I have fear of not doing. So I have to obviously run it.
You should think about FOMO of Canberra. Look at all the things you might be missing out in Canberra.
Think about
Yeah.
FOMO.
In a couple of weeks there, you
FOMO
probably
early
realise like,
retirement,
fuck,
bro.
there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
FOMO early retirement, bro.
Yeah. True.
I think that's greater weight than missing out on a few things for 7 months, bro.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to run this Canberra thing. It's just obviously the big chapter, so it's on my mind all the time about just the next year, because I think I believe 2024 is going to be an important year. You know what I mean?
In a lot of
The
ways.
pendulum swings hard and the pendulum swings high, and it always does in every avenue. Everyone's been complaining about the trans movement. I swear to God, I talked about it on the podcast for so many episodes in a row, and all of a sudden the movement dies out again. You know what I mean? Everyone talks about COVID being the craziest monster of all time, and it was just because it was swinging hard and the government control and all these other little things.
Distractions, lad. Distractions, lad.
Every conspiracy swung high. Every little thing swings high, and
I reckon there's definitely a correlation in regards to hype on a specific topic versus like real underground big topics being hidden.
Yeah.
simultaneously at the same time.
Of course,
Like,
of course. It's a distraction.
That's another topic.
It's
though.
a distraction.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I think that because we've had such I would say most people had a rough period for the last 2021, 2022, and now I feel like
Yeah.
things are starting to swing again 2023. I feel like everyone should take advantage of the fact after every dark night, there's a sunny morning. Let's not say sunny morning. There is a morning. But I believe that 2024 in my soul is going to be a fucking great year for potential. If people choose to run 2024, man, I think the amount of things that can get done will set people up till 2030, you know, not just
Yeah.
financially, but emotionally, physically, spiritually.
I agree. And I think it's super necessary because also on the horizon is a very, very bad time. It's that pendulum going the other way.
Of course.
So
Yeah,
it's
doomsday is coming.
Well, I don't know if you want to go that deep, but
No,
like, we're talking
doomsday is in
financial
Armageddon.
if we talk economically, they're just like, there might be a very bad swing going. So it's very wise to utilize 2024 to your own advantage and get yourself set up because it's not going to look pretty. And yeah, like things have been really bad and we're coming out of it, but we should also be just expecting it to go bad again.
Yeah, of course.
You
But
know
that's
what I mean?
why, and I talked about this on not the last podcast, but the podcast before. It's everything is like a wavelength in my head, and that's why I was talking about a relationship like a wavelength. If you're able to ride the wave as it's going down, and you're comfortable with the fact that you're going to hit the bottom inside that relationship, whether it's with a partner, with a friend, whatever,
That's it.
then you can make the actions to help it go higher than it was before, but knowing the fact that it's going to go through its rough period.
Dude, my homie Evan has this. So you go to this chill spot. He has this illustrated on his wall, bro. Like in a graph. It's like obviously we're consistently going forward and like going up on a exponential trajectory. But like you said, we always dip. But you can plan those dips. You can orchestrate those dips a little bit so those dips don't take you so far down.
Day trading, bro.
You know,
Day trading,
that's like it's a very
yeah.
very similar concept. So like the graph goes up like that, but then you go down like that, and then
Why
you go
not
up
so
like
far,
that, then you
bro?
go rather than go up and then you go down, like like that.
Yeah.
You can control it so that you still keep going up.
Yeah.
It's like me with a 6-pack type shit. Like no one will say that no one outside will say I was fat. But I would know that I was fat because of the last like week or so. Like I've got in a dip type shit. But then I come back way
But
stronger.
you have to make the decision in order to have exponential growth
Yeah.
because of that dip period.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying about, I
Yeah.
can't even remember how we got to this topic, but must have been to do with the fact that 2024 is going to be a good year. But because we've had this bad, in order to get to great, we have to push for great.
Yeah,
before
you
it gets
do.
bad.
You do. Like you got to orchestrate the dip and you got to orchestrate the up. Like
Yeah.
all of it comes with planning, bro. All of
Yeah.
it and executing. But there's fuck all with planning if you ain't putting it to actual work, mate. You know, that's what I like about geezers like yourself. Del, like we take risks. All of us, we fucking take risks. You know, like you use it. You know, it comes in the form of FOMO. Mine is like, kind of the same. It's just like, I don't want to fucking have regrets as like 35 because I know once it gets to that age, it's crunch time. And you hear stories from those geezers, you talk to them and they're looking at you like eyes open, like, fuck, you can see in their eyes they're living through you vicariously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't trying to live through what I'm 35. I'd be like, I did that. And he's looking at me
You
at
wanna be a
35 with
guider.
wisdom,
You
like
wanna
as a
guide.
guider type shit.
If it's super necessary, do it now, bro.
Yeah, I
Do
agree.
it now. That's it.
There'll be a time we just don't have the energy and shit. So it's just...
Yeah, do you have any fears of missing out in 2024? Is there anything that if it doesn't get achieved, you won't be proud of, or you will be like, well,
yeah, in like some aspects because of the trajectory and the way that I've planned the last couple of years, like I sacrificed working 6-7 days a week for the bag for more quality of time and like life and self-growth for full stop. Yeah, I have expectations because I have invested the last couple of years in self-growth, so I want to see the seeds that I've sowed come to fruition, bro. Start to blossom. That's my genuine expectation. Yeah, been very methodic over the last couple of years. Like I got to these like internal acceptance points. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, this is what this is. I'm sacrificing this for this long, and it was rational. Like I knew what I'd be getting out of it.
and can you give examples in which, in case just for anyone listening might relate or put themselves in a similar
like
circumstance?
to put myself in a situation where I didn't want to like get self-organized or something for a business, because if you push yourself for the business, then it's like it's not organically coming to you, and you're always I'm trying to organize for the business. Whereas if I just organize my life and my day to day and get that as a natural habit, I can organize a business much easier. You know, it's simpler.
Yeah.
Now, it's not like I can't do it or organize for a business, but I want to do it to a highly efficient level,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm just, hard on myself, you know, from my previous experiences, I was like, that's something I can do better at. So I don't want to do it through a business forcing me to do it.
Yeah,
I want to do it
Get
via
yourself straight.
keeping myself straight firstly. So when I come into the business, I'm prepared. So that's how I'm coming into this season is like, because of the seeds that I've sown, I'm expecting, and the networks that I've grown, I'm expecting certain, opportunities to come up, and it's very likely. But I'm in a position where I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready for those things.
It's an extension of yourself.
Exactly.
The better you are, the more successful
Exactly.
you're gonna run.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. It's projection.
Good
Everything
point.
we're talking about is projections, right? So it's like Doxcast looks so well sorted out right now because you're, as much as you say that you're not, you're pretty well organized. If you don't say well organized, you get the things done that you need to get done.
I'm trying.
simple
I'm
as that,
trying
right?
to be organized.
You know what I mean? And you try and you get the things done that you need to get done, though. That's the main thing that you can say rather than self-organized, at least at this stage. Self-organized might be the next stage. And that's on your perception of your schedule. But at the moment, bro, like you get what you need to get done and it shows. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that. I'm going to
100%.
relate that whole thing again to another thing Jordan Peterson said too in that same book, 12 Rules for Life, which if anyone hasn't read it, I would recommend it. It's so good because you can constantly look back and reflect and realize that not only was he right, but you it's a good feeling though that you can figure out these things on your own and now you can use that as like a stepping stone to be like, yeah, let's go deeper on it. But the chapter was get your room in order before you fix the world.
Absolutely.
You know, exactly the same thing. Work
absolutely.
on yourself before you start a business. Be the healthiest version of yourself before you start a family. Don't judge
necessary.
someone else's lifestyle choices if your lifestyle choices aren't up to date.
Yeah, mum would always say it starts from home. She's like, she used to get pissed off at me because there was a period like 100% like I lack like, I'll do the most at the cafe or like, whatever in the business. I'll do the most to make sure the jobs get done. But when I get home, I'm like, nah, I don't want to wash the dishes or whatever. You know what I mean? But then, in your mind, you're like, yeah, I'm getting what matters done. Like, I'm getting the money home and, at work, it's all sweet. But it's like mum would always say it starts at home. You know what I mean? Like make sure what's done at home needs to be done so it can show off you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I actually realized it. Like it was low key. Like at work, I was forcing it.
Yeah.
But when I started doing these things at home, and then I was going to work, it was like a lot more natural.
Yeah.
And then even when I was coming home, those things weren't tasks. It was a lot more natural. Like
Yeah, I feel that. If I feel like at home I want to naturally start making things better, where it's a sense where it could be as simple of a task as you get home from work and you put your shoes where they go straight away. You have your shower, you take your clothes straight to the washing machine as opposed to the washing basket. By doing these things, I feel like even at work, as you're saying, I'll walk past something that doesn't need to get done. It's not my task to do, but I'll just do it on my way to doing something else naturally because it's routine. It's all my brain's been used to. It's rinse and repeat.
super rational, which is good to hear, bro. Like we live in a very like emotional society at this current stage, and it's good to hear that men are rational, bro. Because a lot of the time, like I think you'd understand the concept, and like I had a male figure in my life say this, which was very valid. Is as a man, sometimes you got to do what's necessary for peace. Like you just pick up that shit and you do it just to keep everything fucking going. Just to keep everything going. Do you know what I mean? And that's necessary sometimes as a man. You're not going to get your pat on the back, whatever. Just keep it going. Do you know what I mean? Do what's necessary just to keep everything rolling.
That was a pill for me to swallow growing up.
know?
Learning that people do not praise you for doing what should be done was something that took me a while to understand. I was always, especially doing an apprenticeship, it was always like, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you're doing wrong, this could be better, this could be better. But when something was done right, it was never the opposite. And to be honest, I noticed it through all of school. It's the reason why I struggled in school the most. When I was bad, I was disciplined. When I behaved well, I was never rewarded, which I didn't understand the concept. But now as I go through life, I start to understand that, especially being a man, you're a provider, and a provider in the example we're talking about is peace. You're a provider of peace. It's your job to keep everyone happy. It's what you're here for.
To keep the show going, bro. It's actually down to you. Everyone's going to be... Think about it in a household, right? And this is no offense to anyone. Like, I'm just looking biologically and statistics. Come on, man. Like, no one sent arrows at my crib. Like, I'm just saying, in a household, we have the man, the wife, and 2 young kids, right? Just an example. the man is a man, right? Whatever he's doing, what he's doing. But you got the wife, and like, let's be realistic. Sometimes women can tend to be a little bit more emotional, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
that's
like hands up, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And you have the kids also being super emotional as they're on their own journeys of getting to know themselves. If everyone's being fucking emotional, who the fuck's gonna keep this going?
Yeah.
If the guys also being emotional amongst that, like it's disaster for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So someone has to keep it 100 for periods of time where it's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. You just gotta do it. You know.
But what's important about that too is it's that we're capable of doing so. You know what I mean?
which
It's not
is
like
beautiful.
it's not like life sucks because you have to be the provider.
Yeah.
You're capable of being the provider with ease as long as you make your lifestyle choices to surround it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, and that's the way I was starting to enter my adulthood from teenagehood, where it was like, life as a man sucks. You're the one that has to do all the work. You're the one that has to provide the food. You're the one that has to do this. Like, How I Met Your Mother has a funny scene where Marshall is starting to like be like, man, like Lily, his wife, she's starting to act all crazy. Like she's just going crazy because she's pregnant with his child. And he sits down with his taxi driver and he says, you had your chance to be crazy. Now it's Lily's turn to be crazy. She is carrying the baby. It's her turn to be crazy. And then he's like, oh, it's her turn. And then he goes, and then it's my turn? He's like, then it's the baby's turn to be crazy.
Yeah,
he's like,
that's
when it's
it.
my turn to be crazy. He's like, never. You know?
That's big facts, bro.
Yeah.
That's symbolism. That's exactly what it is, bro,
Yeah.
in plain sight. Like, dude, this life is what it is, but we're built for it. Like, I feel like we're built for it. Like you said, it's just once you start realizing those things and you make the right adjustments. Del, I got a question for you, bro. You know, given the kind of things we've been talking about, like, you as a man today, would you be able to stay at home, take care of the kids, not work, and let your missus bring in all the bread?
Good question.
Why not?
Right?
Yeah, straight up.
It's okay, right? If I'm, why not? Absolutely. I feel like if you're balancing other things in regards to, you can still maintain a way to be masculine enough to bring out her femininity within all of her paying the bills, etc., then why not? Absolutely, and you can be a present and great dad.
Bro, it fucking fits, bro.
Because I think dads are great at raising kids
Nah.
sometimes.
I have to disagree on that point. And I think it's all circumstantial based, but
Yeah.
I think
Very
I
objective,
personally would be okay. I don't even know if I'd be okay with it. I'm going to say that I would feel more at ease with it without being in the situation if I knew that the woman was out chasing her dreams, not chasing the bag. If she was just chasing the bag, then
Well, that's
I would
different.
feel
Then
less
It
of a
wouldn't
man.
be
But-
worth it like that.
But if she's
I feel
living her
less of a
dream
man,
though
but-
job and she's earning a crazy amount of money, that's what I mean. If she's like slaving,
She's just
doing
like,
some
someone's
fuck
gotta
shit,
fucking
sucking
do
up
it.
to
yeah,
a
no,
boss,
you wouldn't allow that.
Nah.
You wouldn't allow that. In the
Then you're
first
not being a
place.
man,
Yeah,
Then you're not being a geezer and doing what you need to do. But yeah, there are different situations. Like I said, she's living out her dream, and she's bringing in the bread. It's such a big check from her dream.
Not just the bread, she's bringing home the fucking bakery, lad.
Yeah, straight up. I love that. Straight up. That's exactly it.
That's what he's saying, bro.
Yeah, exactly. If it's to that level, then yeah, allow it.
I had
Why
to
not?
think for a second, like, that's why I paused.
It's funny what you said as well. Like, you're like, oh, I have to disagree with that. Like, I don't know. I think I'm looking at it from
I
the
disagree with
perspective.
the father, I didn't disagree with the idea of letting the woman work. I disagree with the idea that men are better fathers.
Here's the thing, yeah, that one.
Men are better
I'm
parents than
better
mothers.
parents. No, I can't say anyone's a better parent.
You need
I can't say
both.
anyone's a better parent. You need both. That's
Yeah.
full stop fundamental.
Yeah, we all
you
agree on
need
that.
both. But I think like dads, if a dad is engaged and is willing, fuck, that's awesome ground. You know what I mean? Like the rest they can kind of learn. It's a little bit more difficult the other way, where it's like if you don't have the teachings of dad, it's harder to learn the other things that can really lead on a destructive path. And like I guess that's coming from a male perspective. I don't know what it is like in a woman, what if she's lacking certain things, how she reacts to the world. But as a guy, not having a father figure, bro, it can lead you very wayward, very open to other people's ideas. You know what I mean? Very dangerous.
Well, couple points to make about it is that father figure was a perfect word because you never hear of a mother figure. You need to have a mother above anything else.
Yeah.
Because the most important thing, I think that any person needs to become a high achiever, and Patrick Bet David talks about this lately, one of my favorite people is just finished his new book, that one thing you need in order to achieve success is unconditional love. And an unconditional love can only come from a mother. It doesn't matter what you do, your mum will always love you. It doesn't matter what crime you commit, unless it's obviously into the land of fucking fucked up shit, but your mum will always have your back. It doesn't matter if you're a kid and you're naughty, your mum's always going to be there to tell you, all right, let's have a good day today. A dad, on the other hand, is a bit more of the disciplinary thing, but father figure is the thing that anyone can get without even having a father around. I feel like if you're able to surround yourself with the correct role models, or find a good preacher or teacher or even guider through life, I'm not saying a dad isn't important, but someone else can fulfill the role, not like a mother could fulfill the
nurture
role.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
That's
that
why-
nurture hole in a person can take you down a whole different whirlwind, like for sure. That's a very good factor.
I think men are there men, especially fathers, are there to set examples to the kids, but mums are there to tell the kid it's all going to be okay.
Yeah, it's very internal. Yeah, what's going on there, you know? Rather than the mind, it's like emotionally, like very stabling. You need the nurturing, etc. But like I said, yeah, very, very subjective, you know? In some situations, it's different. Like, it's funny, in my situation, my dad's the more nurturing, is the more like emotionally like intelligent. Mum comes from like, you know, parents who are like professors, whatever. So very rational, straightforward thinking. So she grew up under that. Where dad is like emotionally in tune and he can like talk to you in different ways. So I have the dynamics a little bit the other way around.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, you know, it's different with every different household and people's upbringings, etc. But again, all the time we're always talking on average and statistically and stuff.
Yeah, of course. But I do mean it as in a sense where I think that, especially for childhood, a motherly nurturing love is the most important thing for children to experience above father figure.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
You know?
I think the father
Can a
figure
father not
for a
provide
girl
that?
or a boy, what are you saying?
I think for a boy, I wouldn't know how to speak for a girl, but
I think just a baby in general needs nurture, mate.
Yeah,
like
no.
at young ages.
I mean, think of they're really that
nurture.
provider at the end of the day. They
But
get the breast milk and shit.
My main question is, can a dad not provide that nurture?
I don't think so. I think especially it comes from the bonding period in the beginning, where it comes to like the birthing process, the fact that they're able to host a life from the beginning. Then it comes to the breastfeeding period. Then it comes to
A lot of
all
women these days
things.
are going the other way, no breastfeeding.
Yeah, true.
Does that mean that in her situation, her bond with her child would decrease?
100%. Mathematically, yes. Doesn't mean that anyone's better off with or without it, but the bond is 100% not as strong as if you were breastfeeding. Like,
Definitely.
no offense, so I'm trying not to offend anyone who has to experience it. Doesn't mean that you can't pick up the pieces if they've been fallen later on in life.
Yeah.
But like, it's just pretty simple maths for me.
It's a fair point. Yeah, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if they're not having that connection, because like I said, things go further and deeper than the physical to what we see. Like, there is connections from, think about it as simple as like kissing someone. Like, there's a connection when you kiss someone and you feel that aura, the energy, you know, there's things happening there. So like, of course, a baby coming out the womb and, you know, connecting to the mother like that will have some sort of significance, you know, without a doubt. But yeah, it is very like, you know, like I like how you mentioned like, can't pick up the pieces later. Like, you could always pick up the pieces later. Yeah, you're definitely right.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Something that gets balanced out over time.
A lot of girls suffer from this thing, because I know a few girls that have gone through it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's where when you have your child for the first time, you don't, like, you apparently feel this crazy bond, especially like Matthew Simon, who came on the podcast for the last episode, a couple episodes ago. Thank you, Matt. But he said when he first saw his son for the first time. Yeah. It was good. I liked that episode. Yeah, it gave me a lot of good memories and things to talk about. But he said that the moment he saw his son, it was like a completely new experience that he didn't think at his age he would ever be able to experience something new like that. Imagine for the first time experiencing the feeling of like horny or hungry or tired, or it was a brand new thing. And I'm just like, fuck, that's pretty crazy. But mums obviously have that same bond, but a lot of mums nowadays, I don't know what the cause is, but they don't have that thing that everyone says. It's almost like an emotionless connection. They just know that that's theirs and they just created it, but they don't have that thing, and it leads a lot of girls down depression. But through the act of nurturing, they actually find that feeling, you know. So
Yeah.
that's what I mean by the pieces can get picked up
Yeah,
later
it goes through a journey.
through the steps.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, definitely too many expectations. Just shouldn't expect shit to be fucking consistent. Like, what if the baby came out ugly as fuck? Like, and what if, like, no offense, but like for a
that'd be
moment,
so
I might be
hard.
thinking, hey.
His baby comes out white.
Yeah, mine comes out
Then,
black.
yeah, I might not love it straight away. I have my reasons, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
like no, someone can come out and definitely have those feelings, or not have any feelings. There's a lot going on, you know what I mean? But like on the journey,
Since we're talking about breast milk, would you ever try it?
Shawty catch a vibe, yeah, I had to put her on. Bought a two-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stunt. Oh.